All right, welcome. This is the Bay Area Business Podcast, and we're here again with Shawn Wells, and you probably see it on the screen right now, but he just released a book. The book is called The 7 Principles of Faith-Based Parenting. So, LaShawn, The 7 Principles of Faith-Based Parenting, is this your first book?
This is my first book, man, and I'm so excited. It's been a dream of mine. It's been a goal. It's been a 7-year process. So,
7 years, 7 principles.
7 principles. That number 7 just keeps popping up for me. It's a relevant number in my life and my family's life. So
that's a number of completion.
A number of completion,
yeah.
and I love it. I'm excited. I finally completed this process, and I'm excited. I think it's going to offer some tips for parents, but not just for parents. I think it's some principles I think anyone can use, in their life. So I'm excited about sharing. With the world.
Yeah.
What I wrote here, so yeah.
Okay, so the 7 principles of faith-based parenting. So it's faith-based. Not too many books are written in this sphere. So what made you want to attack the faith-based aspect of it?
That's a great question. It's interesting because this book didn't start off as a faith-based book.
Okay.
Yeah, this really was a book about me, my life, my daughters. And really, it came out of the question that my wife and I kept getting from people, and I'll kind of talk about it. But, how did you guys raise 3 daughters who ended up, well-adjusted, productive, educated, and really I started thinking about it and just started jotting notes down. It was interesting. I was interviewing my daughters a lot, although they weren't aware of why I was interviewing them.
It's all these questions.
So I got some of the, a lot of their words in this book, and it ended up. One day I just kept looking at it and I couldn't separate the fact that I'm a man of faith from this book.
There you go.
The things that I aspire to. So it's been a great process. It took me back some. I draw some experiences from my childhood. Things that we did. So it's been a great process for me.
Okay, so let's go more into the process of it. Mm-hmm. I know what's his name? Stephen King. He tries to write 5,000 words a day, just as like repetition, just to get warmed up.
Right.
So did you have a specific regimen, like you're going to block out 30 minutes a day or 2 hours a week to write on the book?
Yeah, so, and this is advice I give to anyone who wants to write a book. I really wasn't clear about how that process. I needed to, make sure that I gave myself an opportunity to be in a place mentally where I could just dedicate to this process. And I wouldn't say that I dedicated every day, but I would make sure that I got a couple hours a week in.
Yeah.
I started this having a full-time job, coaching my daughters in softball and trying to be a good husband. And so I would just, set some time early in the morning normally.
Okay.
I'm an early bird. I got up early.
Yeah.
House was quiet. And I started, writing some stuff down. And then
Would you write it in a Word document, or did you use like an Evernote type format or paper?
I probably did it the hard way, but I'm an old-fashioned guy, so I had to write it on paper.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would just have me a little book, like a journal, just start writing stuff down and things that I wanted to put in the book.
Yeah.
I would just use a doc, Word doc, and just start typing away, and it went from finger plucking to, hey, I'm kind of comfortable. And
a little faster.
Yeah. So that was my process, yeah.
Okay, wow. And for editing, did you edit yourself? Did you pass it to your wife? Did you pass it to somebody else?
Interesting enough, I did not allow anyone in my family to read the book as I was writing it.
Okay.
So I kept them out of the loop because I wanted them to see the finished product.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it to be my words as I would interview my wife or my kids. But I did get an editor. I just, bit the bullet and paid for an editor because, I'm not a writer, and I wanted to make sure that it was, book ready. So I paid for an editor, and we went back and forth and really wanted to make sure that, when I was saying something that didn't sound right to her, I would really say, well, this is my point. This is what I'm trying to make here.
Yeah.
And she was great. She went with me. And
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So we see here you have the ebook, but it's also paperback as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm an e-reader now. Not as old-fashioned probably as it used to be. But, yeah, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. There's, the soft cover copy. And, I thought it came out great. I love the cover.
Yeah, who did the cover artwork?
So iUniverse did the cover work for me, and I went with them as a first-time publisher. They have a lot of tools for for first-time writers, and so they helped me with the cover.
Nice.
You
didn't want to put your face on it?
I didn't want to put my face on it. You know, I thought about it, thought about it long and hard, but the number 7 and the things that I talk about in the book around that 7, I really wanted to highlight it when people saw the book. Man, this is a book about 7 principles.
Okay.
And so that's why I went with the cover that I went with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've heard the adage that pretty much everybody can write a book, but the hardest part is marketing it.
Yes.
So what's your plan for getting this into as many iPads or nooks and hands as possible?
Absolutely. You know, so we've created, I have a publicist, a book publicist, and a booking agent. And so they're working hard on my behalf to knock on doors, get me out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing my own local marketing, just knocking on bookstores.
There you go.
Got my first bookstore, willing to take it.
Nice. Where at?
Yeah, right here in Walnut Creek.
Yeah?
Swan Bookstore.
Okay.
And she's great. She supports local authors.
Nice.
I get to put it there for free.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people, you got to do consignments and things like that. But
yeah.
So I was happy. She was my first. She said, absolutely, put it in here. And so now it's just a matter of working,
that's
hitting the pavement.
Now the work starts, right?
Yeah, which I love because it's about something I strongly believe in. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice. Did you have anybody write like a foreword in it or anything like that?
No, it's people will see. I actually dedicated the book, so the book is dedicated when you first open to my best friend, who's my wife, and I put a picture of us, and so it opens with me just saying, hey, I want to thank my best friend, my best supporter, and so no, I didn't get anyone to forward or anything like that. I had a friend recommend to publish it in Spanish. Last week, so
wow.
I'm going to be working with her to publish it in Spanish.
Have to get it transcribed in Spanish. Yeah,
absolutely. So at that point, because she'll be instrumental, and she's a writer, she'll probably write a foreword for me or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's dive a little bit into the book. So, your chapters. Let's go over what are your 2, not favorite because they're all probably your favorite, but 2 chapters that you would want to get across in this interview.
Well, the first one is chapter 1, and I start with chapter 1 for a reason. It's seek the truth.
Seek the truth.
Yeah. So one of the things that I know that's been important for me, for my daughters, and I'll give a little example. We have this belief that at the end of the day, everything falls back to this truth, and we're all in search of it. But it's our individual truth. And so I really talk about, trying to discover that truth for yourself. And, I question, and I challenge people to question the truth that they were brought up in, because I think it's okay for us to say, this is the truth that I was taught, but how does it work for me now?
Yeah.
Is it my truth? And as we break away from our homes, the places that we were raised, either we're going to go down this road that we were told is our truth, or we're going to try to do some self-discovery.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the beginning of, when you look at, self-actualization and all the things we talk about, find that truth.
Yeah.
And one example I use in the book, I have my oldest daughter. She's the type of kid, has always been, and now young woman, who, if we had told her any stories, any half-truths, any lies, it would come back to hunt us to this day.
Like the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus,
all that stuff, And,
yeah.
So each daughter is a little different. My third daughter, grew up really accepting the whole story of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Loved it, and we went with it, for her. But my older daughter, we couldn't do that with her. Tell me. So you lied to me. There's no Santa Claus. That kind of thing. So I just believe in parenting, especially, or just as an adult, running your own life, your business, your family, just kind of living that truth, find it. And then what I like about my book, and I think it makes it a little different than other books, at the end of each chapter, I give exercises for people to do with themselves, with their kids, on how to seek that truth, how to find it, and then how to live in it.
Wow, because that's the life coach coming out.
Yeah,
right?
That's my life coach. I can't, separate, who I am. And I think the great thing about this book for me is it helped me discover why I'm created.
Okay.
It helped me really understand what my purpose in life is.
Nice.
And that's what I want to help people do. Find their truth. Really kind of discover their whole purpose and meaning of life. And I think that's when people get to that. We kind of go in and out of self-actualization, but you kind of you kind of experience true happiness, as I call it.
Okay.
With truth. And then the other chapter, I think it's the 7th. I end with chapter 7, which deals with seeing yourself how others see you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like really accepting the
Yeah.
fact that I feel I'm this way, I think I'm this way, but why do
really,
I keep
are
having
you?
this happen to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe because others see you differently.
Yeah.
And really kind of understanding how you're viewed in the world.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. I have people do an exercise. Find that go in your restroom, your bathroom, your bedroom by yourself, and just strip.
Yeah.
Just get down to
Look
you
yourself in the mirror.
and say, this is what I see.
Yeah.
You know, and that reflection, like Michael Jackson talked about, that man in the mirror, that reflection is gonna really give you some insight on who you are.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 favorite chapters. There's a lot of good stuff, I think, in the book, but yeah.
Nice. So how many pages is it?
It's 266 pages.
Wow, that's a good book.
Yeah, and a lot of it's work. There's some great questions I'm asking people to consider. Like in chapter 2, I'm asking people to take a look at their history, take a look at where you come from, and how does it define you today. And one of the exercises in chapter 2 is do a family tree. And see how you're connected to the world around you.
Yeah.
For my daughters, it was really important because we've been able to really go back and look at our history and see where we've come from. And I just remember the pride they had doing schoolwork when they had to do a family tree and really say, wow, we go back to this time, these people.
Yeah.
And we would get old pictures out that we were blessed to have.
Yeah.
And to see the kids say, well, I have eyes like her, a person that lived 150 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
I kind of remind myself of Aunt so-and-so or great-grandmother so-and-so.
Nice, yeah.
So it's been really cool, yeah.
Nice. So when you were a kid, did you ever think that you would write a book?
No, not really. I don't come from a place where that's what people do, But I think in this whole self-discovery, it really kind of started pointing towards look at that and draw upon. I got some great memories as a kid. It's funny because my sister and I were talking today, and I never really heard her say certain things that I believe about our childhood. We didn't grow up with money and wealth, but man, we had this family connection, we had this tradition, and so she used the phrase that I always say. I felt like we were rich growing up. But we weren't. But moms did a great job in making us believe that hey, everything's possible. And we had a good life, so
Nice.
exciting. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, LaShawn Wells, owner of the Right Choice Coaching, life coach at heart, and he's showing it through his book.
Yeah.
The book, The 7 Principles of Faith-Based Parenting. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc. Any last words? Go ahead and give them a little bit of why they should buy that book instead of...
Absolutely. So I believe this book is so important for people, and especially for young people, young families. It's a faith-based book. It's a book based on, how I believe faith was integral in my upbringing and getting me to where I'm at today. However, I don't believe it's strictly for people that practices a certain religion. I believe that anybody that has a higher being that they espouse to should get this book. And then the principles that are in the book, I think, are so important for people to apply to their lives. I think it's something that can help people discover their why, get them from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And for people that are trying to bridge that gap, in their life in terms of raising kids, having a family, I think the book is extremely important for helping people, get to that point and bridge that gap. So I think in my opinion, it's a must read, and I think people will find it enjoyable. I love to get feedback. I'm actually creating workshops, so there's 7 workshops around the 7 principles.
Okay.
I'm going out to different parent-type groups, faith-based groups, and doing workshops to help people really understand the principles and pick my brain about different things that we tried and did. And I think everything done in a spirit of trying to help your kid, trying to help someone who's important to you. I think the book is going to be very, very important for that. So
nice.
It's a great read, and go out and get it.
Nice. Well, you guys heard it here first. Go check it out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the internet sites, and If you call him directly, he'll give you a copy. He'll sign it for you. Get it in your hands.
Absolutely.
Just want to thank you guys for tuning in. LaShawn, see you at the top.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.